Are you in love with football? And what about sports betting? Do you want to earn really big money from it? Experts of BetFac prepare dozens of solid and safe predictions with high odds every day, so you can win a lot and stably. Just sign up through the link in the description and punish your bookie.
It's another huge night in the UEFA Champions League. These two have a rich history in the competition, and this will be their 25th meeting in Europe. The semi-final first leg between Bayern Munich and Real Madrid kicks off in just under 45 minutes. Good evening, still fresh from events last night at Anfield. We're joined by Rio Ferdinand, Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard. We're joined by Rio Ferdinand, Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard. They've been on fire this season, Rio.
Been some crazy turnarounds. The results, Roma turning over Barcelona like they did. Didn't really expect Liverpool to get past City. I mean, the goals going on this year. Ronaldo's overhead kicks. So there have been so many great moments, and this is what really says about the Champions League why it's the best club.
Last night was incredible as well, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, it was incredible, and I think now the dust has settled, I think you can sort of, from a Liverpool point of view, appreciate a 3-goal lead, which I think is huge for them. And I think the way they played, the fact that Mo Salah's in such incredible form, it bodes very well for them. They've got a fantastic chance now.
They're in great shape of getting to the final. If they get to the final, which one of these two would they prefer to play?
I had a feeling you'd ask that.
Well, I told you 5 minutes ago.
Bayern just, I'd say. Bayern just. I think defensively, they'd probably give you a few more chances than Madrid. I think the experience in Madrid, I think Liverpool would have that little bit better chance against Bayern.
I just want to, just a quick word, because breaking news this evening that Oxlade-Chamberlain is out for the rest of the season, which includes the World Cup. A blow for Liverpool and a blow for England.
Massive blow, yeah. You know, he's in terrific form. I'm sure Gareth Southgate will be very disappointed. I'm devastated for the Ox. We all played with him. We were all ex-teammates. He's a great kid, and it's a bitter blow for him and his family.
Yeah, it's a real shame. This place is one of the great stadiums in world football, isn't it? Fantastic place to play. You competed, of course, against each other here.
No.
No, actually, no. No, sorry. You're older than I thought.
they beat us in Moscow.
Yeah, that's right.
And we actually beat Bayern Munich.
Of course you did, yeah.
The best night of my footballing life, without a doubt, and what an arena to do it in. It's an incredible place.
You played here as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I played here. This has actually been my favourite stadium to play in. It's a brand new stadium, but the actual the atmosphere generated in here, it's a beautiful arena to come in and play, and they appreciate good football, and we came here and played some fantastic soccer.
So here for Bayern Munich against Real Madrid, let's get the team news from Reshmin Chowdhury.
Thank you very much, Gary. Well, as you would expect from a Champions League semi-final, the big hitters are out in full force. Of course, with that Bundesliga title wrapped up already, as you said, Jupp Heynckes has made 6 changes to the side that beat Hanover at the weekend. Returning in defence are Mats Hummels and Josh Kimmich. Javi Martinez is back in midfield. Frank Ribery is also in. James Rodriguez retains his place. He's, of course, facing his parent club, Real Madrid. And the goal threats come from Thomas Muller and Robert Lewandowski. As for Real Madrid, well, they've had the luxury of a week off, no weekend fixture for them, and the real boost for Zinedine Zidane is the return of captain Sergio Ramos. Also returning is Casemiro in that midfield 3 alongside Luka Modric and Toni Kroos, who's of course facing his former club as well. No Gareth Bale, he is on the bench, so too is Karim Benzema. Preferred options up front for Zidane then are Lucas Vazquez, Isco and of course Cristiano Ronaldo.
Here is the scene inside the incredible stadium here in Munich, and the one person who's not really featured at all this season for Bayern Munich, one of their best players, their goalkeeper Manuel Neuer. And Ulreich has come into his place, and big test for him tonight. Probably his first big test in the Champions League this season, given the nature of their previous ties.
Yeah, and what huge shoes to fill. Neuer has been regarded as one of the best 2 free keepers in the world for a number of years, and so this man's come in and he's done well up to now. But again, this is a different test for him. This is the acid test here. Champions League football against a huge rival in Real Madrid. I mean, he's got a lot to do, but listen, I think they're undefeated at home this year, and he's going to have to have played his part in that, so he'll have confidence coming into this.
Here is the Bayern Munich team. No real surprises in there, and obviously James Rodriguez coming back against it's not his former club because he's on loan, of course. And but there's some firepower in there, Frank.
Lots. Attacking team. I think they've gone, not say all out, but they're certainly on the front foot here. I think Robert and Ribery, we know they've been around for years. It might be their last go together at trying to win the Champions League. They've been incredible over recent seasons, or all their careers actually. But they've gone very attacking there today. And can they stop Real Madrid scoring an away goal, which is obviously so crucial in these games? Yeah. Having Martinez holding midfield on his own, huge responsibility to try and stop the likes of Ronaldo and Isco and Vasquez getting on the ball in attacking areas and hurting Bayern Munich.
Different competition for them tonight. Besiktas and Sevilla, even though Sevilla did actually play quite well in both legs, but they didn't have enough for them.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a completely different test against this Real Madrid team today. You know, they were really good against Seville. They put them to the sword. We watched Seville against United and we knew they had many weaknesses, but you've still got to go out and exploit it. With Ribery on one side and Robben on the other side and Lewandowski in top form, they had too much for Seville.
There you go. Will they be celebrating tonight? That's the interesting thing. Real Madrid, of course, bags of experience in this competition. Let's have a look at their starting lineup this evening. No Gareth Bale, of course, and no Benzema either. So a couple of experienced players left out there.
Yeah, they are. But I think notably, I think Vasquez coming in for Benzema. He's gone for pace. He's looked at the Bayern Munich centre halves, and mobility maybe is one of their main weaknesses. Fantastic experience in that back four for Bayern Munich, but these guys have pace, and Isco probing behind Kroos and Modric as well. I think that's what we'll be looking to exploit.
They've found their way through in the Champions League this season, but I think it's fair to say that Real Madrid have not overall been that impressive in this season compared with previous seasons. Have they been getting away with it? I mean, against Juve, it was so close, wasn't it?
They certainly slightly got away with against Juventus. What a turnaround this was, and they were sloppy. This game we all thought was over, or the tie was over, and they allowed them to come back into it. Now, maybe that you could say it's semi-understandable for a team that's been so successful in recent seasons. It's quite hard to sustain that year after year.
A few cracks.
There can be, and sometimes that's just mindset. But what we do know with these is they're top players that they've got in their team throughout, and generally top players, when it comes to these crucial stages of these competitions, they perform. Cristiano Ronaldo more than anyone else in the world, probably. So they have the players to perform, we know that.
Extraordinary game this one, wasn't it? It really was.
It was, and I think it's probably one of the worst I've seen Madrid at this stage of the competition for a long time. I think Ramos being missing was massive on the night. The young kid coming in was very nervous, very edgy, and Juve certainly exploited that.
No, they did. Lots to come here in Munich as we count down to the most contested fixture in European competition and what is recognised as the Champions League's greatest rivalry. They've even actually kept the same different hairstyles and copied each other right throughout time. So many good players to talk about this evening, Rio. James Rodriguez is an obvious one, playing against the club that he actually is, that's his club. He's 2-year loan at Bayern Munich, which is unusual in itself.
Yeah, I mean, he's someone who's kind of flattered to deceive really since the last World Cup in Rio. He was a fantastic, he had a fantastic tournament, scored some wonderful goals, and hasn't really been able to capture that form back and the consistency really. So he's been shipped out to Bayern. He's had a few moments here, and this is a huge moment for him, playing against a team that obviously he was at for a year or so, and he'll want to go and prove to them what a capable player he is tonight. So it's big pressure on his shoulders, but I'm sure he'll be capable. Iron
Robin, someone you know well, Frank, of course.
I think he's had an incredible career. What a player, individual talent, can beat people, make things happen, and I know him personally very hungry. So even at 34 years of age, as I mentioned earlier, I think he'll see this as one of his final chances to make an imprint on the biggest stage of all. So I expect him to be right at today, and if he is, he can make a real difference.
It's quite interesting. He's one of those players, less footers that come in from the right, and you can't stop him to get on his left foot. He wants, like Salah and like Messi.
It's because of the speed and how direct they are. It's all right trying to stop it, but actually carrying it out a much difficult test. But it's the speed and the skill and the tempo he does it at. It's frightening.
Well, the return of Jupp Heynckes has made a real difference at Bayern Munich, as Jerome Boateng will tell us.
He changed a lot. Like, he gives us so much confidence in a team, and I think you see it in the whole team. Every player, he speaks to us a lot. He gives us a good feeling, and we are in this position also because of him. We want to play our game. It's not that we will stay in the back and wait till they're coming. We want to play our game, and of course Madrid is a really offense team. They are really dangerous in their offense and attack, so we try but also to do our attacking and play our football.
And Ronaldo got a hat-trick in the last game. He has scored in every round this season. How do you stop him?
Well, it's very difficult, as you see his numbers, his talent, and how he scores the goals. Left, right foot, header. So, like I said before, we have all to work together as a team and try to defend. But it's not only him. Of course, the other players make room for him, makes good crosses for him, good assists. So we have to try to defend as a team.
Anyone believe in omens? Football? No?
Right.
Jupp Heynckes. He was Real coach just for 1 year, won the Champions League and beat Zidane's team in the final. I know it's a semi-final, but I'm just trying my best. But he's done a great job, great experience.
Oh, he is. I mean, when he left, he'd won the treble. Pep Guardiola came in. And his form of what he's done and what he's shown here has been phenomenal. A huge figure here. Speaking to Darren Hargreaves earlier, I mean, the way he's respected here for what he's done, he's someone who'll go down as a legend at this football club.
We talked about Sergio Ramos being missing from the second leg of the Juve game, which made a real difference. I mean, I think he's probably just about the best defender in world football.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got a red card in him, but
yeah, I mean, he gets quite emotional at times, which is something I'm not a fan of. But I think in terms of a player that makes other people better around him, he's definitely up there, because when he wasn't there last week against Juve, they looked very suspect, from crosses especially. But when he's in there, he calms it down. He's very assured. His experience is telling now, and he marshals that back four and the people in front of him. He makes other people's jobs a lot easier.
A leader, a great defender, and he scored vital goals for you as well.
This is the thing. I think sometimes the impact in games, what he's done, he's scored in 2 Champions League finals already, and not say won for them, but scored incredibly important goals for them in those games. So his personality, and you can see it when he didn't play the last game on the line, trying to influence the game. I know there's a bit of persona stuff in there, but he's massive for them.
Proper captain.
Yeah, he's just as important as Ronaldo for me, which is the biggest compliment you can pay him. He's a leader, he's a serial winner, and when he was missing in that second leg, he was so lucky to get across the line, because if he's in there, it's not that messy.
No, it wouldn't have happened, would it? No. Just over 20 minutes to kick off here in Munich, and next we'll look forward to the superstar showdown of Robert Lewandowski versus Cristiano Ronaldo.